Okay, so last but not least, I know that this has been an intense module, but I think that now there is the most interesting part. We will spend the remaining time in, let's say, using an interesting tool for business process management. Um, in order to, I mean, make you understand how it is possible to model and to manage process also from using ICT tools and using the technological support. Um, why? Because then, of course, as I have anticipated before, you will be asked to solve a specific assignment which is based on what we have seen in the first module. Of course, we have seen, for example, the business process modeling notation at its different elements. We also did an example of how to map the request for quotation. Of course, you don't model processes with your pencil or using Paint or some other application for drawing in store in your laptop. There are specific software for business process management that exist and are effectively used in company. These are just for example. So Microsoft Office Visual is a suite embedded in Microsoft, which is helpful to model business process. Unfortunately, I'm not using this because it is not comprehensive. I mean, for example, it is not included in for the Mac platform, so that's why it's not so diffused in companies. Then we have Bizagi. Bizagi is another platform for business process modeling and business process management, as well as Eclipse. For the purpose of this course, I have selected instead Signavio. Signavio is software for collaborative business process management, design, and analysis. It's one of the most diffused tools all around the world, and I mean, it's a value adding knowing the business process modeling notation and also some tools to manage processes because companies are requesting this type of skills. So, if during an interview you are describing one of these competencies related to business process analysis and mapping and management, of course, companies, let's say, will like this because this is not so usual in the business environment to have this type of knowledge. So the purpose of this part is all to give you and to enhance your competencies in using a practical tool that you can then use in the real world, going beyond the theoretical concept we have seen so far. Signavio is a web-based software. So Signavio is a web-based software and is free for academic purposes. I mean, you can subscribe and have a 30 days trial if you are a company, but then you have to purchase it. For our course is free. So I will give you the access. I mean, I will send you the link, and once you will receive the link, you will arrive at this page where you will be asked to register your personal information and so on, and you will join our, let's say, collaborative space. And this is Signavio. I mean, this is a web-based platform which gives you the opportunity to model the processes directly from your web browser. Once you have registered, you will arrive here where you will have shared documents where you will put documents that you want to share with your colleagues. That's the powerful of Signavio. It's a collaborative business process management platform which is aimed to share the vision of processes with also other colleagues in other departments. you find, let's say, predefined examples of processes in Signavio. For example, we have for the core processes, the procurement process at different level of analysis. For example, we have the mapping of the receipt of goods for the procurement process. You see, this is the supplier, and this is the procurement process of a fictitious company named Acme. And as you can see, you have, I see, there are shared documents and user private documents. In the shared workspace, everyone have access and read open diagram. So that's, I mean, that's an alert to you. Or as we are all sharing the same space, all that you put in this folder is seen by everyone. So pay attention to this. If you want to put something privately, put it in my documents. So when you are here, then when you want to save, you make save a copy, and you decide to save it in a particular folder. Here you find, all the tools and all the elements that you have seen of the business process modeling notation, and that we have seen so far. I mean, you have task that could be inserted in the process, and if you just realize, and you can type the name, so task 1, and you can, here you have quick commands, and you can change the name of the task or the nature of the task, and here it is. And if you are not convinced about what you have done so far, just make like this, and this disappear. You have all the elements of a business process that help you to model an existing process. You have gateways, exclusive, event-based, parallel, inclusive, or complex that we didn't see, but okay. And here it is. If you want to add, it's just a matter of putting the gateways where you see that it should be included, and so on. So here you can find all the elements: swim lane, artifacts, data object, start event, catching events, of all the typology, throwing events, and by doing this and knowing, of course, the business process modeling notation, you can build your process. In order to create, this is for an existing one. In order to create a new business process diagram, let's go to New Business Process Diagram, New Process. This is open, and then again you can insert task, you can insert flows with different type of let's say different type of flows. You can insert different gateways, and so on. So you can then start creating by a simple window menu, start creating your process using the notation we have seen so far. So it is very user friendly to be implemented, and it gives you competencies which are very relevant, because with a simple web-based tool you are able to map the process of a company, which can be more or less complex. in the slides that you will find on the website, I have summarized the main, let's say, Signavio functionalities. So the type of events that are included in the menu, the activities, and how you can insert gateways and all the other elements in the process flows. The difference between the connected objects proposed by Signavio. So sequence flow used to show the sequence of activities in the process. Message flows, which are used to show the information flow exchange between two actors, like for example these different flows, these two different pools. For example, if you take the receipt of goods, this is a message pool, a message flow, because you see that there is an exchange of inquiry from supplier to the customer and the delivery of the parts too. So this is a type of message flow that can be used to map the interaction between the actors. Then we have also the pool. As I told you, the pool are useful to map the different actors that are present in the process, and which can then be refined in terms of lanes. Again, it is very useful. It is very easy from Signavio to introduce lanes. Here it is. You have your swim lane and you decide to introduce another lane. Here it is, and it is immediately created. So it is very, graphically friendly. The slides, you find some summary about the different options, and pay attention that when you save your process, as I already showed you before, save as. Here you see that Signavio has some best practices for business process modeling notation, and immediately, let's say, it gives you if something is not going well with your process. You see that, for example, for the changes that we have done so far in this existing process, we now have one error. So for sure we are saving a process that has one error inside. 7 warnings. These are not error, but these can be possible criticalities in the flow that I am proposing with this process. And 4 hints, so possible suggestion to the flow modification or to the flow remapping according to Signavio best practices embedded in the software. And then once you have saved your process, you can then export it. For example, if I reopen this one again and I want to export the overall process, in PDF, I can do it by saving a copy and then going to import export and click to export PDF, which will be automatically downloaded.